Everybody was trying out the key to see if it could possibly work since it had mad anti-air.
Well, you see the same thing with every new Tier 8 ship that's come into Supremacy League, right? Or when they add a new premium. We saw it with Monarch. We, you know, in APOC, I know we played around with Monarch a little bit before I left the group. Charles Martel, all these kinds of things, and it just is what it is. It's, you know, as the game grows, all of these Tier 10 ships, they come in, they get tried, and then decided. You know, certain teams will like them, certain teams won't. You know, we've seen Minotaur. Most of the games of this tournament at this level, the top 3 matches, we're still seeing Minotaur. I mean, I would not have banked on that at all, but they've got a plan for it. Whether it's working or not is questionable. Certainly a trying to figure out how to say it, a matter of debate, let's say. But certainly the teams feel that this ship is viable, or they wouldn't be bringing it.
Absolutely. Brofisticus, you know, you're bringing up an interesting point. Stalingrad could be horrible for the game, for random Tier 10, for clan wars, for competitive. It's definitely going to shake up the scene once that ship comes out, and if the Salem comes out as the Tier 10 as well, same thing.
Well, guys, I know we're kind of just gabbing here. We're trying to fill some airtime. I have no idea when these matches are going to start. Let me go check the schedule. Let's see. We went to 3 games. They've got 30 minutes built into this schedule, which I think is probably a little excessive, but we'll see.
Got to build up that hype train.
I guess it looks as if the plan is to start Game 1 at 8:50 p.m. Central European Time. That is 2:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's in about 7 minutes.
6, yeah.
So we don't have a whole lot more time to kill, apparently. There you go. Yeah, Jabberwock says 6 minutes. Apparently there's a timer on the other stream. So there you go. So yeah, we only got about 5 or 6 minutes left to kill here, and then we'll be bringing you guys the first place match. I'm pretty excited, man. We've talked to these 07 guys a couple of times. I'm rooting for them so hard. I want them to win. You know, I want to see NA walk away with a victory here. They're certainly more than capable of it. They've got the talent. They've got the prep. I just want to see it happen.
Absolutely. Sharkbait reminding you, Raptor, that you have enough time to do a halftime show.
Yeah, that's great, Shark. No thanks. I'm good. Remind me to find him some more wiki work. Apparently he's bored.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yep. Definitely got to find some Sharkbait, some wiki. In fact, you know what, Shark? While you're here and you're listening, I'll just give you an assignment. There's a new French collection coming. Page is built. Fill that sucker out when you're ready, buddy. Have fun with that.
Sucker.
He's just shaking his head going, oh, damn it. Because it's got to the point now where I'll build like when we have a new collection into the game and we need to get the wiki page done, I'll build the page and then he'll come in and fill it up with all the text that I'm too lazy to type, because apparently he finds the typing very therapeutic, relaxing maybe is the word. Anyway.
Yeah. Sharkbait just typed in, user left your channel.
Yep. Later on he'll be like, I never heard that. I'll be like, yeah, I'll bet you didn't.
Right. Real quick, for those of you guys who didn't see it, I'm going to throw up a couple of my clips from yesterday. We get to watch some cruisers go boom. Because, you know, something to do, right?
Cruisers going boom? No, that would never happen.
And here's Red Front in the Yamato saying goodbye.
South of A, being focused now by the Des Moines in B, the Hindenburg and the Montana. North of
Shells
A, all firing at him.
Shells are coming back in at the Des Moines.
Oh, big hit!
What a shot!
There was a shot.
Oof, what a
Red
shot!
Front exacting his vengeance on McKillen time in B. As
see, okay.
ZR back.
Zap sent me those links. I'll put them in the channel. Hold on a moment.
Massive cap advantage here in Game 3.
Where'd you put those Zap streamers?
This is what I mean. Like, I think.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you.
ZR is mishandling
Yeah.
this right now. They need to be shooting into the smoke. Even though you have
You
a
guys
shot
curious
on
about
there,
the
you gotta get that
links,
destroyer
the
off
clips
board.
that Zath is linking?
Shimakaze's Yamato now pushes down
There
the
you go.
zoom line.
Right there. Those 3 clips
He's
are
had
what
enough of
he's
this
showing his
garbage.
viewers.
He's going to go take
They
on
are
this
fun clips
Rosenboy
from
and
yesterday, so
Hindenburg.
enjoy.
Yeah,
They're
it's time
really
to see
good.
the star.
See what happened. My personal favorite is the Des Moines
You know,
kill.
all of us here were singing the praises for ZR, and at the beginning they had excellent board position, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it qualifies as a throw per se, but that was.
I hesitate to call it that, but I feel like there was absolutely no reason for them to risk SAT at B. I
Really?
think
They're
that
not
was
working?
the mistake. There was no sense
Hold
to
on,
drive
man.
him that close to a Des Moines and a gearing. It was the need. They did not need B
Didn't
cap.
work for
They
me.
didn't. So
Well-
why send him over there?
And the biggest thing was Yasenpoi wasn't in a position to support him at the time. I mean, it's one thing
No,
to
he
send
wasn't.
him out there to
That's
try
bizarre.
to harass B and cap
When
it.
I click it,
If
it
Yasenpoi's
works.
guns are able
Zath,
to
are
help,
these
but they
are these
weren't.
videos private?
Nope.
Speaking of
No.
Yasin, it might be in a bit of a trouble here.
My
as he
guys can't
grounds
see him.
himself
Weird.
just
I'll
north
send
of
you the direct link in a
northeast
sec here.
Corner of A, fully exposed, broadside to a Yamato.
Right, like
Here
I
comes the
clicked them
Yamato
out of
shell.
my chat and they
Big
work
hit,
just
but
fine.
not enough to wipe
But
him
when
out.
they're clicking them, nothing is happening.
Well, of course
So
it's
let me
Steele.
paste them one at a time. I know. Yeah,
Well,
I
Brock
think
said
Everyone's got it
play.
right. I got to put them in
Shooter
one at a
within-
time. Let me try
within
that
a
out.
hair's
breadth the
Hold
victory
on a
here.
moment.
Ticking up
pull 'em
points
up again.
very quickly on Luke.
And that means Cuter's not out of this. This is a huge
Cuter is
win
not
for
out
them.
of this.
There's one.
They need this to know that they're competitive too, just like ZR. And they're going to come back from this with that newly instilled confidence that they can do this.
Well,
Two.
we were talking about it earlier. This is kind of how things began to play out the last time we played in that finals match with SF and APOC a couple of seasons
There we go.
ago.
Try that,
went
guys.
0-2. We picked up game 3. We went into game 4 with a tremendous amount of confidence.
There it is.
But
That's a
you
wrap.
know, Cuter
Yeah,
has to be
I'm not
feeling
used to
that right
Twitch-
now as
Twitch
they claim
chat.
game 3.
When
we do this normally, when I'm doing competitive, I'm usually running 10 minutes behind the audience. So I don't normally attempt to really
Point lead
interact
here
with
with 5
people
minutes to
on
play.
chat because it's like getting their finally their third destroyer into the A cap, starting to flip it on their behalf as
Nope.
Mingyu finally drops way up by C.
Yep.
That's a big kill.
I just don't see why they decided to push up a little further next to the island. Obviously, Caxi dying to the Hindenburg, and then the Gearing made his way into that exact same spot. I just don't understand that play, guys. I just
Oh
don't.
Lord, what are you laughing
PSV now
about?
down 2 ships here in the waning minutes of the match. 4.5 minutes to play.
Spit it
07
out,
will
man.
soon own all
They
the
sped
caps.
up the
Not
game
looking
to
good.
1.5.
One
Sneaky
last
sounds even faster.
Play out right now in BCAP
my
as
God.
Darth Crater and Captain Jack Sparrow try to come in and do something about Pulicat, but Pulicat's on the other side of the island saying, "Come at me, bro."
Pulicat's got a great position. He's got friends north of him and Timmy just behind him. I'm not seeing that that's going to work.
Reminds me of you, Zat, last season when you were in your low yang chilling at that island.
Yep.
Put yourself in a good position.
It's an incredibly high risk, high reward position.
Well, sorry for
because
the
you can flank
downtime,
them anywhere,
guys.
but
It
you
sounds
can
like
also
we've only
do
got a
that.
few more minutes here. I really appreciate you sticking with us. I hope you're
07
enjoying our
gaining
coverage today.
points now as
It's
they
not
cross
quite
the 100
what we
points
would
victory,
normally
3.5
be
minutes to
doing.
play here on Trap.
Obviously,
PSV
if
not
you've
gaining
stuck with
points
us
at
through
this
this much
stage.
of the tournament, you've seen
Needs a kill, needs a
the
cap.
quality and the level of
Probably
streams
not
that
gonna
we put
find
out.
room for one. I'm not sure who
Running
they
a
would go
little,
after.
little
Who they
lower
would
key
bag.
today because we're not actually
07
involved in actually
relatively
in the
healthy
games.
as a group.
We're having to rely on other people's cameras.
Oh no!
perspectives.
Big hit.
Wow.
Jeez.
Let's see.
Was
Was
he
he
spotted?
spotted for the last game?
Maybe.
Ooh.
So for those watching my channel, that's what you missed yesterday. And training room is up, and we are starting to get into the rooms.
All right.
See, perfect timing, huh?
Excellent.
That was kind of interesting. That was like streamception, right? It's like, you know. Bro, Fisticus dev strikes are justice. Yeah, if you're the one doing them.
Yeah, Flamer's in the room. Izzo has not yet. Must still be AFK. Speaking of which, I'm going to go refill my drink. Back in 30. And then I should be settled in for the last... Oh, Zath, thank God, the last couple hours of the whole tournament.
Oh, you've loved this, though.
I've loved it, but honestly, man, I'm ready to be over. I've lost 2 full weekends doing this. I'm ready to have my life back.
Don't you
Been
mean
eating
3?
my life. Well, technically no, because the first one was only on a Sunday afternoon. Now it was a long Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
But we still had Saturday. On that whole Saturday, we didn't have anything. The 20th.
I still
Tournament started
remember.
on the 21st.
I still remember when you were setting this up, and you're like, "Hey, it's gonna take 6 hours." What?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Last night I was singing my wife's praises, and today she's pissed at me because I'm still doing this.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's not happy. So
Mm-mm.
that's one of the other reasons I'm kind of like, it'll be nice when we get down to, and, you know, I'm having a blast. I'm gonna keep doing this, but I am looking forward to the tournament being over for no other reason than I'll have a less angry wife to deal with. That'll always be a good thing in my world.
And you know, the ironic thing for me is I chose to do this instead of playing with APOC in competitive because I felt it was less time.
Shit, I could have told you that. I could have told you better than that. I've sunk a ton of time into this in Supremacy League.
Sneaky, good job, sir.
What's he doing? Oh, shit.
Take a look at what he said in the chat.
Yeah.
It's up to him if he wants to tell what happened.
Oh, I don't need to say anything. I just figured you guys would like that. It's just, it's so great. It's so great because there's so much just narcissistic EU spam going on in his chat, and then that happens to me. Lol.
Yeah. Okay. Back in 30. Y'all entertain yourselves.
I think it says something, right? Like we can say what we want, but you can't say what we don't like you to say, and that's unfortunate to see. For those of you guys watching my stream, I don't have a mod available, so post whatever the hell you want. Sole de Gloria, yeah, I would agree. That's definitely why the Minotaur is hit or miss, and we've seen it definitely more hit in competitive. So I don't like seeing Minotaurs in competitive. One thing I do want to mention too, I know this is an earlier start to the day. I kind of like it because that means that my afternoon and evening are free as opposed to trying to time dinner right. Yesterday, oh my god, I was like so hungry. So, we're about to see the Hakuryu versus Midway. It is confirmed.
Yeah,
Looks
it's
like
coming.
07 is doing exactly what we expected them to do, although I dislike seeing Timmy in the Moskva. It's trap, so I know where he's gonna go. We all know where he's gonna go.
But we've seen that that's just how they set him up on this map.
Mm-hmm.
These guys they're gonna play the strategies that we've seen them play on trap. We've seen them play this map twice in the last week, right? So we know how it's gonna go. It's just a question of how are they gonna react to whatever WGP2W does.
Yeah, Pay to Win is doing a similar setup. The big difference here is they're running Gearings instead of Grozovoys, and they're picking up a Des Moines instead of a third destroyer.
That is extremely interesting.
So, Sneaky, am I allowed to share what you shared with us?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Please.
One of the guys on my chat was asking. Smuckers wanted to know. Basically, apparently, Sneaky put on his anti-radiation suit and went over to Flamu's channel, and called out somebody over there for their less than ethical play, and was 10-minute chat banned, which I think is highly entertaining.
Oh, it's great, man.
Only 10 minutes though, which means halfway through this match you can start crapping on him again.
People that cheat, man. I mean, oh, I don't need to say anything about that.
All right, we are dropping into Game 1, the first place match of the Grand Finals cross-server tournament here in King of the Sea 5.
Hype, and hashtag pray for NA.
That's right.
Pray for NA, baby.
Hashtag hope for Midway.
Really quickly, what I was talking about just a moment ago. It's very interesting to see 07 only decide... Wait, no, never mind. They got 3 Grozovoys. Maybe that was just them trolling with the...
Yep, nope. 07 has gone with the exact same comp. We saw them yesterday on this map. Midway, double Montana, Hindenburg, Moskva, triple Grozovoy, which they've been making work for them the entire tournament.
Absolutely. I'm not surprised to see them do this. They're very confident in their abilities, their setup, and they're not going to do what ZR did. They're not going to change the way that they play just because EU plays a certain way.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, the big thing with these 3 destroyer comps, at least what 07's got going on, is the Grozovoy is the best AA destroyer at tier 10. You can get a pretty slick, I think over 600 DPS when you pop your defensive AA. It might be close to 700 in all honesty.
It's huge.
Right.
It's huge, yes. So you might be thinking, well, does that not say that Anamati isn't a good carrier player and that they need the extra AA to help them out? Well, no. Actually, the converse factor here is that the Hakuryu doesn't have as many planes as a Midway, so they're going to help him out by trying to kill off as many of his planes early on in the game. So then during the middle and later stages of the game, he's going to have plenty of reserve planes, specifically the dive bombers, to throw around and be able to move his planes about the map. And you know what? The Midway loses 50, 60, 70 planes in a game, or even more, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's got way more reserves. So.
We've seen Anumati at several points of this tournament lose over 120 planes in a match, and 07 still win.
Yes, I was just giving a very conservative.
Oh yeah, very conservative.
Very conservative.
But I mean, literally, we've had matches where we've watched these guys, and they've literally deplaned a midway, which you would not ever see in a random battle. But we were seeing it here because Anumati, his philosophy is he just shoves those planes right down the enemy's throat. Doesn't care how many he loses. He's got more. Screw it.
Yep. As you can see right now, the torpedo bomber is just going right through B. He needs to know where they're going. And there it is. That vision is enough to help 07 figure out what the enemy's plan is and plan accordingly.
Absolutely. You probably got all of Wargaming Pay to Win spotted with that one single torpedo bomber. And it's also keeping Ashwell from going into the B cap here early on because he has to
Mulligan.
Give a little bit more. Oh, never mind. Whoa, just in time. There's only 15 seconds left.
Give us
like
strength.
07 had a crash.
Yep.
All right, going back to training room. Start again.
Yeah. And I was going to mention, when this starts up, watch the initial spawn. They're all tightly packed. They can go wherever the heck they want to. It doesn't matter. That's tournament mode. Now they're calling for mulligans, but some of the people are still just kind of derping around like, what are we doing?
Now, I've put my graphics back up, but I've got the game open on my studio just to kind of keep an eye on things.
Why is this not a mulligan? It happened within the first 2 minutes of the game.
What did he say?
They called mulligan.
They called a mulligan, but Wargaming Pay to Win is saying nothing in chat.
And yet some of their ships are dead in the water, so they seem to have clearly already gone back to port.
Right. BFK is now saying in chat, guys, we called a mulligan. PW saying, are we sure? Now there's a check asking the refs.
How are they? How did they not know that?
Honestly, I think Pay to Win just wanted a few extra seconds to scout out what 07 was doing.
Well, but 07's the one that called the mulligan, so unfortunately that's just the price of doing business, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are finally going back to port now, it seems.
Yeah, that was 15 seconds before they hit the 2-minute mark. So
right, you called it. And once again, guys, they have 2 minutes to call that mulligan. If they don't call it after 2, it's a full game. It's live.
Yep.
High drama here, boys. Let's go.
Well, you can already see the level of tension here.
Yeah.
You know, both teams trying to say, look, guys, these are the rules. These are in play for a reason. And you know, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. It's kind of like when you know, have the Patriots going into the Super Bowl, and then afterwards they find out some football stuff.
Well, it's also much faster with the new training room, right? It used to be when you called a mulligan off a training game, everybody went all the way back to port. Somebody had to recreate the room. Everybody had to filter back in. You had to filter them right back into their same teams, blah, 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 blah. With the new Wargaming training room that they were introduced a couple patches ago, now when you bail out of a training room game, bam, you're right back in the training room lobby. You're already sorted onto the same team. It makes restarting the game literally a matter of, you know, everybody ready up again and we'll click go. Like, it's super simple.
Now the important thing is to make sure everybody readies up the same ship. Another rule.
You have to ready up the same comp. You can't change your team composition. Clearly, that would be a rules violation. No, sorry, they aren't really arguing. I think there was some confusion. Usually when you have a mulligan, it usually happens within the first 30 seconds of the game, right? Somebody will crash, somebody will disconnect, and it usually happens right when the game loads from training room. But the tournament rules are written such that you can take up to 2 full minutes of sim from game start to call a mulligan. And 07 apparently called their mulligan, someone crashed, they sneaked in just under the wire. So, Smuckers, your question is there only one mulligan? I believe the answer is... Okay, I was going to say yes, but Tyrael says it's not limited to 1. I thought it was.
I thought they had 2. But I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
Guys, we all know that the client has moments of instability. We've all crashed before.
Yeah.
It happens. Remember, these guys are playing on the EU server, so there's connection concerns as well. It happens. It's all part of the competition.
Hella, we were never down, buddy. I don't know what happened to their streams, but I've still got the live streams coming in from Europe.
Yeah, his is offline right now.
Okay. Well, I would say my viewer count's going up, so something must have gone wrong over there.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
But there's no game currently active. They've finally got everybody back in the training room. Everyone is requeued now on both teams. This game will drop momentarily, I think.
Yep. For those of you guys who are just joining us,
now.
Welcome. Thanks for hanging with us. We're here just kind of relaying either ends of the stream, kind of commenting on what we're seeing. And that's the name of the game. Just chillax, enjoy, shared experience.
We don't get to control these cameras, so we're just showing you what we can.
That's right. I am assuming control.
We could have had a better start.
Yeah, we need some Twilight Zone intro, right? We control the horizontal, we control the vertical.
we could not have had a better start to this game.
Better start to this game? What do you mean, with all the crazy insanity?
With all the insanity, we're gaming pay to win, not acknowledging the mulligan, even though it was well within the 2-minute time limit. But then you got to wonder here, they were still in that game lobby for quite some time after the mulligan was called. I mean, both sides got to see where everybody was going at and seeing where they were deploying. So I mean,
but is it really going to make a difference? I mean, it's let's be honest here. We've seen 07 play this map several times. It's not going to change their strategy. I mean,
no.
I have a hard time imagining that WG is going to just radically redesign everything and with the 90 seconds they have in between games here.
Well, you'll find out in about 45, 60 seconds once Animati gets those torpedo bombers back over again.
Fleming's stream is still down. So.
Oh, Fleming's stream is down.
Yep, rip. Well, the game is obviously just started again.
Well, this is the restart, guys. We are on the 5-minute delay, but other than that, the commentary you're getting is live. We're able to interact with you guys on chat live, which is new for us here on the NA side of the tournament. Ordinarily, we get cast with a 10-minute delay. No delay on us today, so we are doing our best. Now, if only I could get better camera work out of Isolate. Come on, buddy. There we go. Easy.
Oh, the Discord chat is great.
Well, your viewers spiked up quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I'm just more interested in the game. Let's get the game going. That's why we're here.
Absolutely. Here come the torp bombers. Here come the dive bombers. Once again, we're just going to see what everybody's doing.
Yep.
Oh, except this time the fighters were in position to nail them early on.
I wonder why, Lord Zath. I wonder why.
I wonder how that happened. Well, we see early one of the WG gearings. How am I going to call these guys? I'm just going to call them pay to win the whole.
That's what I've been doing.
Easier. There you go. Pay to win. One of their pay to win's gearings already in B, as 07 does what we've seen them do repeatedly. We've got a Grozavoy going to every cap. Pulicat and Timmy doing their linked at the hip thing as they usually do there at B. Pulicat about to smoke Timmy up right there on the south edge of B, southeastern corner.
Really quickly, did you notice how the second time around that gearing Ashwell went into B?
Yes, he went in very aggressively.
He wasn't afraid to do so because he knew that those torp planes were going to get killed. You know, suicide scouting right at the beginning. So
yeah, he knew that they weren't loaded.
To answer your question, Nutty Poker, I will not shit talk any EU buddy on my stream. I cannot control what the guys do in my chat, so that answers your question.
That's right. However, I will shit talk Raptor.
We do shit talk each other.
Oh yeah.
Nope, that's got me on that one. Yep, absolutely. All right, pay to win now picking up B really early on the back of some aggressive gearing play. I didn't see which gearing it was.
They're also going to pick up Alpha here.
Well, they've got. It's possible, right? I mean, it looks as if who's down there on the bottom end of the map? I mean, I know it's Pulley and Timmy at B. I think it was Potato at C. That means it's Jones down there at the bottom end of the map. And Jones and the Hindenburg down there are obviously setting up for their regular kite away thing through A, as Potato is now into C and flipping that one over. Serious, we're not on a 10-minute delay today.
Nope, you are seeing this live.
Buddy.
If you don't like what you're seeing, you can always go and watch the streamers. I'm sure
Absolutely.
they've got their.
You guys want to hang here with us? We're going to cast the game from the NA perspective. We've watched this 07 team all tournament. If you would rather go watch it on the Wargaming stream or on Flammu stream, hey, you guys do whatever suits your boat.
That's
suits
right.
Your boat. Where the hell did I come up with that?
I don't know, but you know,
well, it
Sharkbait's
actually makes sense because
Almost.
this is ships.
This is
so.
ships. That's true. Yeah. There you go.
Sharkbait already saying, you know, your halftime show is terrible.
My halftime show is terrible because there is no halftime show.
Yep. And look, they
Well,
did catch A. Pay to
Yep,
win got A.
PTW working out to a quick 2-cap lead now. Looks like they're going to seed, just allow Potatoes Grozavoy to pick up C more or less uncontested. Some plane strike tried to go on Potato, but Grozavoy's AA said no thank you. So we'll have to see now how 07 chooses to react to being down a little bit early. They're about to slow the points lost. They'll pick up C here momentarily. They're about 70 points down. That gap will continue to widen as we approach the 5-minute mark of the match.
Here comes William the Dink. Shooting
It's
at somebody.
Yep.
It's very disheartening to see the destroyer advantage in numbers, obviously, with 07, and they're down early based off of caps. Granted,
Well,
it looks like they're going to be able to get B back here unless Ashdwell's gearing is able to get back on the cap, but...
we'll see what happens. Timmy, of course, Pulley has now stuck his stern into B right in front of Pulley. Pulley
Yep.
now in a position... Oh, man, I've got these backwards. Pulley's in the cap right in front of Timmy.
Pulicat.
Yeah, I'll get there in a minute.
Oh, shots coming in on Pulicat.
Oh, they got some planes. Probably got a sniff of him there on the south end of B. Did he smoke? He did
Come
smoke
on,
up.
man, move to the right. Come on.
07 wants to bag this cap. Pulley remaining in the cap despite being spotted briefly.
the blind fire is not hitting him, unfortunately, for Wargaming Pay to Win.
Good,
Well-
good.
Just as quickly as I mentioned that, it looks like 07's going to get the 2-1 cap lead right here.
Does look
So-
that way. It looks as if Pay to Win's not going to be able to do anything about Pulicat as he caps B, and that flips the small cap advantage now back towards 07. They will
There are
start to
torpedoes.
close this 60-70 point gap between the two teams here
You know-
as we go past 5 minutes gone.
It's interesting. Look at Pay to Win's got a Hindenburg going all the way up to the A cap or A line, and he's about to come into contact with the Hindenburg of Montana that went that way too. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can get blitzed. That'll be huge.
Yep. 07 here, just paying patient, small cap advantage, waiting to see how P2W reacts. If they react, where is the gearing that went through B? Where is he now?
He's just entering it again.
Ah, getting back on cap. Well, Pulley never left the cap. So all that's going to do is hold the points where they are. About a 50-point separation between the two teams.
Let's see if the radar gets triggered as well.
I'm not sure that's a great play. For starters, Timmy himself is not in a great position to take advantage of it.
No.
Neither is anybody else on the team. They've spotted the gearing. Now they've got eyes on
There
it.
it is. I mean,
Must be the Moskva radar. I assume Pulley will try and get shells on him.
I think
They
the
do at
idea...
least spook him out of the cap.
Exactly. That's their idea. Get him out of the cap.
Yep.
Keep that advantage going. The Moskva on the other side is probably
Yep.
going to counter radar, but the initiative is on 07 side.
Yeah, I think maybe the goal there is just spook him out of the cap and then get to, close the gap a little further. Maybe they can get back to parity before the staring contest across B continues and nobody's getting points off at all.
Well, one real quick thing to mention. You see how that obviously the destroyer for Wargaming Pay to Win is not able to get back into B cap for a little extra time, and again, that's due to the duration of the Moskva's radar. I'm sure Timmy is running the radar extension, so bought him a little extra time to get a few more points before they were able to get back on the cap.
Pulley has now pulled out completely, headed south in G5, about to enter H5. Looks like they're going to cede that cap to them for now. My assumption is he's going back to smoke Timmy, but I'm not positive. He is turning that direction. He's turning back to the east.
General Olsen is also making his way into B. Both Wargaming
Ashwell spotted again by torpedo bombers briefly. Let's see if they can get a few points on him to reset that cap. A few hits, a few dings, anything. Doesn't look like they got him.
Nothing. No.
Ashwell continuing to tick up B. P2W about to flip B back again as B seems to be the source of all the action here early in the match.
Yeah, now both gearings are in B cap. Pay to win definitely
Both
wants.
gearings are in B cap.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting. I wonder, 07, I don't think realizes that. That other gearing, last time he was spotted, it was way back on the G line in G2 going south. They haven't had eyes on him in forever. Pulicat now reorienting himself, getting his bow pointed back into B. But I'm confident that once Jones, if they get eyes on that gearing, Jones will push A. Well, at least he'll try. I mean, Des Moines is probably still set up down there. They have no eyes on any of those ships that were at A.
Yeah, Pay to win though, pinging the map. They want their carrier to go down there and get vision, and it's happening right now.
Yep.
Down at A, the Des Moines is still chilling, right hugging that island at the north end of A as you're looking at the minimap, and then the Hindenburg is also moving over into that position as well.
Now the P2W Hindenburg on the A line has been spotted now, coming under fire from Ruslan Bear and BFK for life. Gonna try and focus him down and get some damage as P2W's lead increases past about 70 points here. Still ticking up slowly. Neither team really with an advantage. No real health advantage. No big hits or anything.
Maybe a slight bit in Wargaming Pay to Win's favor, but it's only slight.
Very slight. A little bit of cap trading, but not much else going on early so far. We've seen 07 play trap. They play trap very methodically and very patiently.
Mm-hmm.
They do not take bold risks on this map. I think they've long since realized that bold risks on this map tend to get punished as Pulicat gets his stern back into the B cap and starts flipping it again. Where are the gearings, guys? Talk to me.
Same spot. Actually, no, they've split now. One gearing going up C. The other one is about to go back into B cap. And Timmy took a chunk, by the way, possibly from that Montana as he withdrew.
Now, you said one of them is going to C?
Yeah, he's up north to C. He's in C, what, 4? He's about to get to C4.
No, yeah,
oh, I
he's
see him.
C4
He's way
right
up there. Look at that. Well, they've spotted him. They're calling for focus fire on him.
Moskva from Wargaming Pay to Win using his radar right now on Pulicat, and
yep,
unfortunately,
Puli's having to leave the cap.
I think.
No,
or is he going to sit there?
He's just sitting still.
Wow! Look at that.
He knows
He's
they're gonna push up forward, so he's gonna.
Pulley is reversing now. Obviously not smoked. He is radared.
Interesting. He's not losing his
very
cool.
bold play here from Pulicat in full view of the enemy team. Now radar is expired.
Yep, we've seen this before. Pulicat doesn't get scared.
Sorry to interrupt. BFK took a massive hit up north. I think he's up north, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's up north.
He's up north. He's in the
He took a massive hit.
Well, both of the battleships.
Well, he's out now.
Oh no. Yeah.
BFK got
That's a huge loss.
on.
Both the battleships were rotated north. The other one down south by A came up north.
Well,
I don't think that they knew that.
Jones is now trying to stern into A. He's snuggled up to that island on the edge of the eastern edge of A, about to go stern in, spotted by planes. They have to know that he's there. There he goes, contesting A. So now, despite being down a ship, 07 is the only one gaining points as both of the pay-to-win caps held are contested. Ruslan's Montana is also quite low. Check that out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that Des Moines at A is also starting to get shot. Starting to take fire.
I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't seen one of the 07 cruisers make that big of a mistake at all during play. That was very unexpected, to say the least.
Well, they've clearly recognized the vulnerability of that position. The Montana up there and the Grosavoy now pulling back, not willing to stick their necks in the noose any deeper, as Pulicat does retake B on behalf of 07, as now they start taking up 2 caps to Pay to Win's none.
Yeah, there must have been some sort of communications breakdown.
Yeah, I think so, because Ruslan's got smoke on his starboard side, but he's not turning. He's not getting into the smoke. So it's like the destroyer that was out there, Potato, laid him some smoke to get into to avoid some of this fire, and he's not in it.
Yeah, we see some torpedo bombers now between B and C, looking like they're trying to find a target.
They apply enough pressure to Jones. They drive him out of the A cap as Pay to Win starts ticking those points up as they once again dip a gearing into B to begin contesting. Only 130 points separate these teams with 7.5 minutes to play.
Looks like Anumati might make a play for the gearing with his torpedo bombers, but the gearing's being covered by the fighters.
I see the torpedo bombers going in up north. Of course, I can't focus the camera on them. I know. Irritating.
Yes, let's look at a Moskva in smoke. That's very safe. Okay, great.
Yeah. Oh, looks like they've figured out now the criticality of what's going on at sea. Izo's moving his camera up there. More shells going out on Ashwell's gearing.
Is that a word, criticality?
criticality? Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. To get your vocabulary game up there, buddy.
Well,
I guess so.
B flips yet again. P2W picking it up now for the 3rd time in the game as the points gap begins to widen in their favor a little bit. A single kill will single kill will still make a big impact on this game here.
Absolutely.
Ruslan under pressure,
Yep.
continuing to retreat at 17,000 HP and falling.
Sneaky yawning. He's already bored.
No.
Not bored. It's 4 a.m. where he's tired.
No, I've been ruining my weekend sleep schedule for 3 weekends in a row now. So.
Yep. Ruslan
That's
now
right.
under 10k and continuing to burn. Potato charging hard up his stern, presumably bringing another smoke. I don't know, as Ashwell finally gets into C. Begins to start flipping that on behalf of Pay to Win as they close within 200 points of victory.
I'm not sure why Ruslan Bear just shot right now.
I know. I was just gonna say that. It looked like he was gonna get out of there.
Now he's on fire again. That fire will probably up 1,300 HP.
Yeah,
he puts
he's
it out
done.
right away.
I don't know
1,500
why.
HP for Ruslan.
Oh.
Is he spotted?
Yeah, now he's spotted by the planes.
Yep, they've got
Never
planes
mind.
in there. If they light him up again, he's out. 500 HP. Looks like he's decided to hell with. He's going to get off one more salvo.
Yep.
This last salvo should take him out. There he goes.
That cheeky bastard. Hey, this guy's doing the same thing I do.
Huge point loss for Pita 07.
Oh, another one. Caliber goes down. That
07
trap.
losing ships now, 3 ships down plus a cap. They're about to be out of all the caps now. Pulicat having to leave B entirely, having pushed up aggressively, now getting dropped on. Things unraveling quickly for 07. It looks like this is going to end for P2W's favor here momentarily.
Hashtag pray for NA, guys.
There it goes, a bag of kills somewhere,
Pulicat.
and that is the ball game. P to win, P2W picking up game 1.
P to win.
P to win. I don't even want to talk about what that might mean.
Wargaming Pay to Win obviously made him pay for every single mistake, no pun intended there, but I can only imagine if it might have got under their skin for 07 because of the restart. Now, that's not an excuse at all, but now going into the restart and everybody knows where they're at, maybe it did something there mentally. I'm just spitballing here, guys. Obviously, I don't know for sure. Wargaming Pay to Win again played really well. They didn't even lose a ship, and I don't even think they had anything close to death. But
the one thing
I
we didn't,
expected better.
I did too. The one thing we didn't see was we didn't see Animati's presence felt at all.
No. I was very surprised by that.
It's almost like he couldn't find the place. Maybe that the Kuryu doing a really good job keeping his fighter squadrons, covering all of his cruisers. I'm sure that they know that that's the Midway's bread and butter, is AP bombing those cruisers.
Probably one of the few maps that we've ever seen Anumati not really have an impact on the game.
Yeah. We saw that
Alright,
once,
let's see,
I think.
what is our next map here?
I think we saw that once yesterday. Islands of Ice.
Islands of Ice.
Oh,
One more time, kids. Into the breach.
God.
What's the matter, Zath? You don't like Islands of Ice? There we go. All right, Islands of Ice coming up in a few minutes. Game 2, first place match of the Grand Finals. 07 down a game here as we head on.
Yeah, Brofisticus, I think Caliber pushed too far. The Des Moines clearly in a position to punish that that push. That's got a sting. 07 not used to losing, especially that handily.
Yeah, that's probably the worst loss we've seen them take in the entire tournament. I mean, the one game we watched them lose against ZR was close. Nobody lost a ship for quite a while. I really think the loss of that Hindenburg at sea was, I mean, every ship loss is huge, right? But then that suddenly allows the Montana and the Hindenburg that are kind of the holding action for P2W at sea to turn around and push. There's no battleship now holding them back, and so they're able to push in. And man, you know, for having 3 destroyers on the map, it did not feel like they had 3 destroyers on the map.
No, it didn't.
No.
It didn't at all. It felt like they had 1 or 2.
Yeah, it really felt like they had 2.
Pulicat, unusually still, he didn't really move around that much. We usually see him finding weaknesses and exploiting them, and instead, he just got involved in that pissing mess at B, and ugh.
B was definitely a pissing contest, I guess is probably the right way to phrase it. I mean, both teams flipping that cap back and forth and back and forth. It changed like 5 times. We almost never see that on trap and competitive play. Like it's usually it's either contested the whole game and nobody bags it, or one team bags it and then manages to hold it for a while. But this whole back and forth thing, that doesn't happen.
Sharkbait, you're asking what happens now. What happens now is that 07, I think, has realized that they have a much steeper competition than they anticipated going in, and they're going to buckle down, and we're going to see them try their damnedest in this game. They're going to do things that that they aren't accustomed to doing. They're going to have to, and I think ultimately they have to win this. If they lose this one too, going into match 3, it's going to be a shitstorm. It's going to be tough, yeah, especially because, you know, we're not hearing the chat. We don't know what's going on in their Discord or wherever they are getting this all together. But you better believe that there's an awful lot of talking going on right now. What did we screw up here? What went wrong? How are we going to fix this? And if they can't fix it in Game 2, Game 3 is going to be, I don't know. That's going to, you know, hashtag pray for NA. That's all I'll say.
All right, both teams full up. Everybody's ready. I suspect Game 2 will be dropping in seconds here. Very, very minor changes. Don't really see.
Just out of Des Moines for a Moskva.
Timmy swapped for his Moskva for Des Moines, and I get the sense, I've never spoken to Timmy, I get the sense he's more comfortable in the Des Moines. I agree. I mean, it's speculation, but he seems to play better in it, play more comfortably in it. So that might have something to do with it as well.
There's some questions going on my stream here. Sully, the reason why you do your scouting, or maybe it's Gunstar that's asking, but the reason why you drop your bombs or your ordnance and then go scout is because you go much faster. So the idea is you get your planes out there, go quickly, and you can scout. The difference is that while that works really well in Tier 8 because the bombers outrun the fighters, I don't really know that that's working out too well at Tier 10. Right? I mean, I have not seen them outrun fighters. I haven't been looking for it either, but...
Yeah, it's hard to... That's the thing, in these big matches, these maps are 50 kilometers on a side. So trying to keep up with everything that's going on in a match, especially when you don't control the camera, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, and for those of you guys watching, you know, one thing you could do is ignore what's on the screen. Just look at the mini-maps.
Minimap will tell you a lot about what's going on. It's one of the reasons when I launch a game, usually in Pieman Control, for the first 60 seconds of the match, you just see the map view of the game because there's no shooting going on, right? That way you get to see how the teams are deploying, where the planes are, what kind of vision the other team, what kind of vision they're going to have, and so on. Oh goody, more time to commit seppuku.
And once again, you notice in this spawn, the ships are all spread out. So if 07 had a plan, it's possible that it got messed up, and the same thing on Pay to Win side.
CWO, you're going to see Midway every game from 07.
Oh, so yeah.
Just get used to it, buddy. You're going to see it every game.
Shark, you're right. Wasting planes does suck, but I'll tell you what. In competitive, that early advantage in knowing the vision, knowing where people are going, it's worth that squadron.
Well, also it's a question of what are you achieving, right? If you're throwing your planes away, but if none of them make it home, but you achieve a big hit or a big play or a key spot or whatever, it's a good trade, right? Planes are an expendable quantity, expendable resource, let's say, on these maps, and Midway brings a boatload of planes to a match.
Something that I don't know if you guys caught, Wargaming Pay to Win changed their carrier player. It was Admiral Qwerty, or Quart, or whatever it is, in the first game, but now it's Stoev 2606.
Yeah,
Maybe they're feeling confident in themselves that the Midway isn't going to be that big of a problem, and yes, we certainly will find out.
Is that other player their top carrier player?
Who knows?
I don't know that team that well.
I don't either.
I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at other VODs, but I'm pretty sure Admiral Qwerty is their main CV guy. So
okay. I
can only imagine that this is a... Oh, the Midway did nothing the first game. Well, not nothing, but he didn't do very much at all, so, you know.
Mm-hmm. And they might be feeling in a position where if they lose a game, let's lose this one.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know might sound weird, but if it gets some competitive practice in for somebody else, who knows? And there could be politics behind it. This guy could be chomping at the bit to get into. I mean, Lord knows we've seen people drop clans and this already on both sides of the Atlantic.
Yep, here we go. All right, Islands of Ice kicking off as we see Grozavoy, Montana, Hindenburg from 07 headed north. That's BFK, Ruslan, and Pulicat. It looks as if our Timmy is, of course, going to his island spot in G6 that he loves on this map. We'll see him down there again. He's got a Grozavoy in front of him. I don't know who it is, can't tell. And then another Grozavoy trying to go stern into B. So again, the same strat that we've seen them play here on this map. That is Jones at B, which means it's Potato in front of Pulicat, headed towards G6. Jones kind of missed his turn there. He's going to reorient himself to get his stern in.
Mm.
See one of the gearings, one of the P2W gearings almost already into C. Calling for fire on him.
You know, I saw Wargaming Pay to Win do this before, shoving that Des Moines as fast as possible into the A cap.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's what seems what they're doing right now.
Des Moines,
Here comes Animati's bombers. It looks as if he's going to try and do what he does to Des Moines.
Yeah,
that fighter reacting maybe a little too slowly.
Yeah, and the streamer.
Double AP bombers going in on Des Moines right now. We're not going to see it. Yeah, I know. But we saw the result of it, and it wasn't much. It looks like a strafe might have bagged all of them.
Yeah.
He still had about a full squadron's worth of stuff that dropped on him, but I would imagine the defensive AA was
He may have popped defensive, yeah. It's possible, and so he's bringing the torpedo up, one of the torpedo squadrons up there right now. And you know what we used to see, we have seen in the past, I should say, from Animati, is he'll use the torpedo bombers to bait out the Des Moines AA and then come in with the AP bombs after. We didn't see that there.
No, we didn't. Very aggressive there.
Very.
Maybe he needs to get that feeling like he didn't do much last game, and so now he's trying to overcompensate, get himself...
Early cap going to Pay to Win here as Jones continues to tick up B under probably no contest. I assume that the Pay to Win gearing is headed towards A. I don't know that, though.
No.
Let's have a check. Nope. He
beached,
in between A and B.
Almost looks like he beached trying to turn back into B.
I see that. Well, that'll leave Jones free to pick up B as he leaves the cap. Why did he leave the cap?
Spotted by air.
Yeah, but nobody's really got shots on him. Well, I guess Montana maybe. Yep, Jones got to get back in the cap and start that process again.
For those of you guys who are listening in on my stream, I have the audio from Izo's stream up, so we can hear anti-air guns going off, we can hear shots going off. It's just a way to help me clue in to switch over if I need to.
Yeah, it's one of the quirks of how we have this set up is that we can't, when you toggle between the two streams, you can't turn off the audio from the one you're not seeing. I tried that, messing with that earlier, and it just doesn't work.
Nah, it's too complicated, too much going on.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Ruslan Bears Montana now trying to swing wide at A, seeing if he can get an angle on the Des Moines there.
I love this. Look at Pulicat. He's basically on the other side saying, what do you want to do, buddy?
Yeah, they're just... A's going nowhere. Jones will soon cap B. About to happen.
See, Ruslan's going to go from the front, and that Hindenburg down south is going to punish him when he backs out. That's what we've seen 07 do, and then Pulicat's in position to punish whichever way he goes.
Yeah, well... Each team on a cap now as P2W works out to about a 60-point lead as the gearing that was in between A and B finally rotates back to B to try and undo some of Jones's hard work. Now that they'll know now that actually no, the other gearing, we don't know where the other gearing is. Where's that other gearing down south? Well south of the cap now.
Yeah.
Jim Olsen taking fire in smoke, taking a couple of hits there. Not sure if Timmy's got him on radar. I don't think so. It looks like if he is, he's right at the edge of Timmy's radar range. I think Timmy's just lobbing shells in to see if he can ding him.
He's not spotted.
Guys, I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of Bristlenbear's positioning right now. He's up at A. He's trying to work out an angle on
clearly trying to work on this Des Moines.
He's incredibly exposed. I would expect to see a hack strike coming in.
Yeah.
Potato smoking up Timmy. That's good to see.
Jones having no interest in going back to B. It looks as if they're gonna work on C. Ruslan now starting to get into this fight with the Des Moines.
There it is. I was gonna say.
Comes first salvo in his fight there. Decent hit.
Oh wow, that was actually very unfortunate for Bristlenbear, only doing about 7k. That Des Moines bow is unable to stand up to those high caliber rounds very
Well,
effectively.
Ruslan has to stay angled or the Des Moines AP will punish him just as badly as his AP shells will punish the Des Moines.
And there's that Montana down south. But the thing though is that here's BFK shooting in from the other side. This is what I was saying was gonna happen.
As the Des Moines retreats, they've got angles on him from the south as well.
Great strafe.
They've clearly learned how to punish this position. That's a much better hit from Ruslan's guns there. This Des Moines should be off the board momentarily. It looks like 07 just working the angles here to just crush him.
I really enjoyed that strafe by working Pay to Win's carrier.
Ruslan has to be careful. There's a Hindenburg on his starboard side behind that island. He's just now detected.
Yep.
Ruslan, I don't think knew he was there until this moment.
Well, they pinged the map earlier.
Goes in on. Ooh, big hit.
Oh, big hit.
Is on 1,000 HP. BFK probably might have an angle on him. Hard to say. The next salvo out of Ruslan's guns will end this conversation.
I don't know, guys. Do you think it was worth it? Because he's at Bristlenbear, that is at half health, and obviously the Des Moines is still going to be able to deal a bit more damage.
Wow, Pulley's been taking a bunch of damage too. I assume airstrikes. Yeah. Where did that happen? More torpedoes going into the smoke on Pulley as Ruslan finally succeeds in taking the Des Moines off the board. That narrows the point gap and will allow 07 to finally pick up A.
Yeah, Ruslan can back out now though, and that Hindenburg's gonna have to come around.
Well, Automati's gonna have to hook him up with some fighters up here. Yeah,
there are some fighters up there already. Here they come.
I just don't agree with the trade. That was both Pulicat and Bristlenbear losing a lot of hit points to get one ship out of position.
Pulley's gonna cap A, and then looks like they've rotated. I can't tell which Grozavoy is in C, but he's doing good work down there. It looks like they've managed to halt that. But then whichever Grozavoy is not in C is now about to get back into B. So Pulley's low, but their ability to pressure all three caps working out for 07 here.
Yes,
in a way that their opponents can't match because they simply don't have 3 destroyers.
Pulicat needs to be as cautious as possible, though.
Indeed, with that Montana close aboard, Pulley can't afford to get spotted.
No, not at all.
BFK now coming into some fire. He's kind of out in the open here.
MF Jones in C we see. Obviously a Gearing or a Des Moines and smoke down there on the bottom end of the cap contesting.
Yeah, that would be both of them.
That means Potato is in B, and we'll have that one flipped momentarily. No, there's the other Gearing spotted at the top end of B, contesting that cap for Potato. He smokes now.
Ooh, look at this! Look at this! General Olsen, excuse me, dropped some torpedoes going into Pulicat smoke from an angle I don't think he was expecting. It's going to be coming in from the south side.
Well,
Pulicat's down.
Torpedoes.
Montana got him.
Montana gets him. He does bag the cap, but it costs him his ship as the destroyer advantage is now even.
This is something we're not used to seeing. We're not used to seeing Pulicat go down.
A little bit of smack talking going on in chat too.
Saw that. Well, 07 now the only ones capping points is collecting points as we pass the halfway mark of the match. They're 120 points down, but slowly closing the gap as both other caps are fully contested by destroyers or ships of some kind on either team.
Ruslan is
you
really kind of trapped now. That's the only bad part about that positioning.
Yep.
Ruslan can get out of there.
Yeah, it's gonna take a
Montana,
while
the
though.
Montana pins him there. Really, that's the problem.
Mhm. And the
Well,
carrier.
If I was Masaru and the Monty, I'd probably be switching to high explosive at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm a little surprised to see Masaru still firing AP.
I mean, I get it, obviously, but I think.
Well, here's the thing,
Lowe's
though.
and
This
HE could be
game
good.
is still not out of 07's reach, right?
Oh,
Like, if they can
absolutely.
get one of these destroyers off the board, that will flip things so fast.
Well, it looks like Wargaming Pay to Win's Hindenburg Hausuas
Yep,
is
here
making
comes
a play.
Here comes the torpedo strike on Ruslan, and no fighter support this time. Wait, no, here come the fighters from the center of the cap circle. Yep, as Pay to Win carrier brings his fighter squadron as well. Ruslan's going to eat a massive torp strike here. 7 of these are getting into the water.
I think this
Here they
might
come.
be.
He'll live, but he's going to be
Close.
very, very, very low. And look how they've timed it with the Hindenburg push coming around the island in front of that Hindenburg will absolutely finish him off.
Yep.
Either with
Nothing
the
he can do
torps
here.
or the AP.
BFK.
And he doesn't care that he's going to take
No.
some damage here from BFK.
No.
He does not care.
He's
gotta-
07 now, about to pick up all 3 caps, but down 40 points or so, as one of their battleships under tremendous pressure on his way out. Now, their BFK now moving up to
Oh,
punish
nice
nice hit
salvo.
from BFK.
Vigilance. Takes a nice AP salvo into his
Actually-
starboard side.
All right, so he's definitely dropping torpedoes right here. but
Hindenburg
how
now
he's-
has to be, got to be torping Ruslan from that position. Ruslan has to know this. He's got to
How-
react somehow.
He's got to turn back in towards the Montana, though, to get ready for the next salvo, so BFK should get another good
Well,
hit in there.
Got a decent hit in, but he can't. Here come the torpedoes. He can't. Ruslan can't. He can't angle. The Hindenburg can't angle to both. Ruslan is
No.
dead, no question.
We need
And there's the gearing.
now's
into
when
A.
we need to see those dive bombers coming in from Anamati. And we see one of
No,
them
here
right
they come
there.
now, but it's a little late.
His
And
defensive fire is down, for sure.
yeah,
Yep,
and he's
Jim
got a
Olsen.
scout plane.
General Olsen now into A to start flipping that
Oh, boy.
as.
Oh, boy. BFK?
Ooh, BFK doing great work there.
Broadside.
He's got to get the
Broadside.
He is
Gonna
broadside.
eat a nasty.
You see the
Yeah.
positioning the BFK put himself in? He cannot turn back to
No,
his
he
right
can't.
because
He'd
the
have
island
to
is
turn- he'd have to
blocking
turn
him.
to port.
So Hauserus is actually in a much, much better position here.
Yep.
There's
Big hit there on BFK. A little
Very
bit of a
poor.
Hindenburg duel here as BFK adjusts his speed, trying to dodge
He's
some
not
of the
gonna live.
shots, but not working out. It might cost him his ship. Here come the bombs.
Oh wow, that was
This might be
anticlimactic.
a big misplay on BFK's part. He's trying to recover his speed, but the
Nope.
AP shells come in again. He hangs on to just a thread of life, trying to get more salvos. Why isn't he angling better? Still hanging on to life at 1,000 HP as he tries to get this. Nope. Master Montana says no. Ooh, man.
Wow, big.
Rumble at A completely falling apart on 07 here as they're down 2 ships. 5 minutes to play, 200 points down and falling further behind on the back of P2W's cap advantage. A's firmly lost. They can't really contest B. Every remaining ship they have is south of the EF line.
Yeah, this is I mean, anything's still possible, but boy, they're down on ships now.
Well, they still have a surviving battleship and 2 fairly healthy destroyers, so anything's possible. But
I'm just in awe, man.
looking rough.
That, like, I know that it's sometimes easy to forget that islands are there, but he had plenty of time to get ready for that engagement with the Hindenburg, and
Yep.
It felt like
the
he was.
positioning was just bad, man.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
rushing
with that
too hard
island
to
in his
save
back.
his teammate, and
That island is back. He had nowhere to go.
yep.
If he angled in, the Montana would have had him. He needed to angle out
Yeah.
more. He was a little slow to angle out. I was surprised to see that. That's very unlike him.
Yeah, that was.
Well, P2W now shoving forces straight down the EF line into the top of B. Nothing to slow that advance or really give them pause as they now own 2 caps fully and contest the third. The third kind of now tipping towards 07 here, but I doubt that PW really minds. I mean, they've got almost a 300-point lead.
Yeah, 4 minutes left.
They would have to. Yeah, they would have to have a throw of epic proportions to lose this game, but it's not going to happen.
Seems pretty unlikely. Potato spotted by somebody, dodging incoming fire there from the Montana.
Timmy G is going to get, that Montana Masaru.
Timmy's got a Montana crawling up his stern, so his position is now no longer tenable. He has to expose himself basically to the other Montana eventually. He's going to hug this island as best he can, but sooner or later they're going to have him pinned.
Shells incoming from the Montana.
He pulled up. Ooh, he still takes a big hit.
There's half his health.
Cow even.
It's like he slowed down when he did.
Now definitely under focused fire. He's got very few places to go. Looks like he's going to get some Grozavoy smoke. Potato's coming over to smoke him. Yeah, I can see Flamu's or Isolate's cursor drawing the angles on the screen there.
Yep. And it looks like another. Yep, here it comes right through the
Montana salvo. Timmy clings to life on about 10,000 HP as the smoke covers him up.
The problem with the stern of the Des Moines and also the Baltimore as well is that it's boxy. It's flat and it's boxy. So if it hits
takes Citadel's right through the stern if he's not careful.
Yep. And as a matter of fact, through the training room, I found out it's not just battleship rounds that'll do that. Cruisers can do that as well.
Absolutely. No, I've done it myself. 07 backed into a corner here, pinned into the southeast quadrant of the map as they try to salvage game 2, but it's not looking good. Pay to win only has to hang on 2.5 more minutes. They have almost a 400-point lead, and 07 not gaining any points right now at all.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. You know, it doesn't feel like they're playing as well as we've seen them play.
I'm starting to wonder if there's really something to all of this home field advantage stuff, right? Because, you know, we never see... I'm not trying to rag on anybody because I've done it myself, right? But it always feels like when we go to play on the EU server, and I've done it myself. Wow, look at the trash talk.
Yep.
I'm really surprised to see that. That's very...
What, in yours?
Well, in general chat.
In either one. It's on all chat.
It's gone now, but one of the Ashwell was like trash talking.
It's my cap dish.
Really surprised to see that level.
I'm sorry, general chat.
Juvenile discussion from these guys.
I'm
in game.
I'm sorry, where's it?
In game. It was on all chat.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Ashwell in all chat was like this my cap dish. Like okay.
Yep.
There's no need.
07 realizing it's over here. Potato caught out, not even really trying to save his ship.
There's no reason for that at all.
No, it's
juvenile.
It's juvenile. It's very unsportsmanlike as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
What do you say to your opponent in this tournament? You say good luck, have fun. At the end, you say GG, right? Like, you don't trash talk in the middle of the game.
Yeah, that's really disappointing.
Yeah, to say the least.
Nope. Timmy G is going to go down here from.
Oh yeah, that's
Wargaming Pay to Win Des Moines.
Too many ships shooting Timmy.
So I don't know about you guys, but the only kill that 07 has managed to get in these first 2 games was
the Des Moines.
It was a horrible trade. I didn't even want to. I didn't even want to look at it at what ship they killed. It was just a horrible trade to get it. That's the only kill that they got.
They didn't trade a ship, but they traded a boatload of health to get it.
Well, they essentially traded 2 ships. Because they traded Pulicat, and they traded Ruslan. And actually 3 ships, really, because then BFK got suckered in.
That's it. That is a stomp again in game 2.
And this is what I was afraid of. You know, what do you think's going on in 07's chat right now? Holy crap.
I don't know. I think they're probably frustrated with themselves. I suspect that in retrospect they'll realize that the Montana play was maybe not the best. I think, you know, back-to-back games now we've seen people shove cruisers against 07 from that spawn, shove cruisers into that position on Islands of Ice.
Yep.
The first one was a Minotaur. We saw Jack Sparrow's Minotaur yesterday, and what did they do? The Minotaur was already half dead when he went in. They put a torpedo into him, they bombed him, and then they charged him, and they started on like 7,000 HP. So I mean, you know, it's kind of like inevitably that Hunter's going to die. This time you're up against a full health Des Moines. The AA strike, the first AA strike, failed, right? They tried to get those AP bombs on him. It didn't happen. In my mind, you know, what made that their first attempt to push a cruiser out of that slot successful is the AP, the air pressure, right? They were able to bring in some bombs, some torpedoes, knock some health off of him before you sent the battleships in, right? Or send anybody in there to go after him, honestly. And we didn't see that here.
No, we didn't.
Well, we know 07 is capable of playing better than this, so all we have to do is hope that they are able to find that and do it.
They have
next
to.
map, the next map is do or die for them. This is their map pick. They will be playing on loop. Let me get my graphics updated here.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, the unfortunate thing here is that what's going to come out of this is once again Hakuryu better than Midway, and I don't think so. I don't think that that's I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think Anomati's just not playing it right, or maybe the Hakuryu's fighters are getting in the right place at the right time.
He isn't having as much of an impact on the game as we would have thought. But then again, we got to realize that it's not just him. It is not Anomati that's making big mistakes.
Absolutely,
and I know you guys know that. There's been some very bad play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be brutally honest, in my mind, one of the things that makes this team composition work for them is the Grozavoys, right? And if you go back and you look at the plane kills, the Grozavoys are not really getting many plane kills, right? The pay-to-win carrier is keeping his planes away from the Grozavoys, and I think that's making a big difference.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not going to lie, kids. Part of me, I said a minute ago I was ready for the tournament to be over. I kind of lied. I kind of really want Devastating Strike to do okay here, you know? Like, I'm not ready for this to be over.
Hashtag pray for NA.
Pray for NA, right? I know. This is a best-of-5 Captain Shipwreck, so there's at least one more game, and if Devastating Strike can win that game, we'll be going on to Game 4, and if they can win that one, we'll be going on to Game 5. But they've got a long, hard road to hoe before they can pull that off, because they've just got to get one win. And then I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just need to get a win and kind of shake off the jitters. I don't know, man. These guys have not seemed jittery or nervous at any time during this tournament up to this point.
They need that confidence boost. We saw ZR coming in. You know, they clearly understood what they were going up against. They changed their lineup in order to give themselves the best possible outcome. We saw them get completely trashed. They came back with what they knew, and they almost, I mean, they lost, but they made it a tough battle. Whereas 07's come in confident, strong, they know what works, their lineup is good, but then they've gotten completely just destroyed both games.
Yeah, they're getting kind of manhandled. The first game was very, very back and forth, and it all kind of unraveled in about the last 5 to 6 minutes. That game started off, and it just felt, I don't know, from the beginning, it didn't feel like they were in a good place.
Right.
You know, but seriously, massive hats off to Pay to Win, because for both of these games, you know, we've talked all through the tournament about how 07's triple destroyer composition gives them that advantage in early caps. But we've said it both games now. Pay to Win makes their 2 destroyers feel like more. Somehow that double destroyer composition is working for them in a way that we have not seen people challenge 07 previously,
right,
up to this point that I've seen with the double destroyer comps.
And you know, in comparison, 07 isn't making their destroyers feel like they're 3 destroyers. It's making them feel like it's just the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to see. Last game we actually saw them rotating their destroyers more, but by that point Pulicat was dead.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. I mean, you know, they've, I guess maybe, and you know, we've talked several times frequently about the philosophy difference between the two servers, right? In terms of meta and how the game played, team comps, etc., etc. Maybe this is a bit of an introduction. You know, we've watched 07 make the midway work. We've watched them make it work with how they employ it, their philosophy of how they use it, which is once I commit to a strike, if my strike dies, fine, but I'm committing to it. These planes are going in.
Right.
And you don't normally see that. A Hakuryu player, certainly an AS Hakuryu, has to be more patient. He has fewer bombers to sacrifice. So maybe it's the philosophy difference is kind of being shown to them from a different perspective, right? From that EU side of the house. Like, this is why, because we play this way. You know, does that make sense?
Yes. Well, and the other thing to keep in mind, too, I encountered this when I did the cross-server challenge, the first one. The Europeans all understand the importance of vision, they all understand the importance of aircraft, and the importance of shooting them down. So you better believe all of these guys on pay to win, on both teams really, have maximum anti-air builds. And
absolutely,
normally that would mean that we would see planes fall from the sky, and of course midway bombers are a little bit, you know, tougher, and they do get through. They don't do as much damage, but they get through, being the important thing. And that's why, you know, when I did the cross server as the carrier for APOC, first game Shokaku couldn't do jack. Like, I lost all the strafes, and Sharkbait is pointing out, you know, when you've got that little bit of lag time, that has a huge impact on your ability to strafe. I mean, obviously your shells, if you're firing your battleship, and, you know, armor angling, all that stuff, ping matters too, right? But it's even more accentuated with carriers, because you can easily misclick that strafe and gone. So, you know, I told the team, guys, give me Lexington, you know? Like,
I remember. I was there.
And it worked, but it partially worked because nobody expected it. As a matter of fact, I loved it. Everybody in chat was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Lexington? Oh, they lost.
I remember.
And we won the only battle. That was the only battle that NA won in that cross server. And you know, that means something, right? And when we look at what's going on here, we're seeing the same kind of thing. We're seeing two different schools of thought, like you said. The difference is, it's just not as effective as 07 was hoping.
Yeah, well, so far, I mean, you know, another game to play. Go ahead, Sneaky.
I hope this doesn't shatter 07's. I hope it doesn't shatter their psyche so much that they don't want to come back to the next King of the Seas.
I find that highly unlikely. The guys we talked to last night were too energized and had too much fun for that to be the case.
I only say that because this has been embarrassing. To say the least.
I disagree. And we said it earlier, right? These guys, look, you put in time playing the opponents that you can, all right? And if you're the best, let's say for a minute, let's just make an assumption based on the fact that they won the bracket, that 07 is the best team on the NA server. Well, that's great, but there's always somebody better than you at whatever game you play.
Agreed.
If you're not afforded the opportunity to play them ever, how do you get better, right? If your only experience is beating up on players and teams who aren't as good as you, how do you get better? You don't. You just do what you do, and it works for you. So, in my mind, the best competitive teams, the best competitive players, look for this kind of competition because it allows them to push their limits and go, wow, these guys are better than us. I want to play them more often. I want to beat them. I want to learn from them, right? That's one of the things about these cross-server tournaments. This is the third one, right? EU and NA teams do not play against each other. And I think when the best thing that the game that they were talking about a few weeks ago, talking about bringing out cross-server clan battles, I welcome that because I think it will do wonders for the game and the competitive level and the level of play that we see.
That'd be interesting to see how they would be able to do that. But really quickly, last thing, going back to my earlier comment, I only say that it's just been embarrassing because both of the games, there was never a time in either game, at least for me, that I felt that 07 had a chance. Once the game progressed, you know, a few minutes in, and you're looking at where the ships are positioned, and you're looking at what they're trying to do. Obviously, before each game, it's like, all right, you know, they're going to go in.
I disagree with you on game one because game one was back and forth and very close until BFK died in C. Right, that was really the tipping point at that quick 100 points flipped over, and then they never really recovered from that. The second game we just watched on Islands of Ice, I'm going to agree with you on that one. They never really felt like they were in a comfortable, good position in that game. But game one, I would disagree with you. I feel like game one was very good up until, again, the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, you know, the thing is we're just not seeing the typical 07 play here. And, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and I think the ultimate indicator of this is going to be clan battles when that season starts. Are these guys going to get burned out so much from all this that we don't see much of them? Or are they going to come back with a vengeance and say, you know, we are the #1 NA team. We are competitive.
I think that's exactly what you're going to see. And we're all talking like they've lost the match. They haven't. It's only game 3.
Absolutely.
I mean...
No, I want them to too, guys. Don't get me wrong here. It's just,
I understand.
You know how it is when you're playing. I mean, obviously you guys played before where you're in a game and the whole time you're just like, wow, it's whatever we do is not working. It feels like whatever play that we make, whatever we do, it gets countered perfectly. So then we have to figure out something else.
Oh yeah.
And then they do it again, and then you're always sitting there. Every move that you make, it just feels like it's not going to benefit you as much as you hope that it would.
Yep.
Look at this. Animati's both of his torp bombers anticipated completely by the fighters, and they're both taking out. That's interesting.
Very nice.
Well, we see the Grozavoids going, splitting up again, doing what 07 does with their these comps. Timmy setting up on the north side of B here.
Surprise.
Kind of somewhat of a mirror to his position. He normally sets up on the southeast side of B. We've seen them play this map twice, I think, from the south spawn. We know they're going to go wide. We know they're going to try and contest all 3 caps. We don't see it. There's no team comp changes, although Pay to Win has brought a Conqueror instead of double Montana. Other than that, teams look to be the same. Oh, and a Moskva. That guy's new, isn't he? Yeah.
That was that the carrier from last game?
No.
No, okay.
Oh, it's the same carrier player as last game, but the Moskva is a brand new player. We haven't seen him yet.
Right. Also, trash talking starting early this match.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Attention, reporting the target position.
That Des Moines is in a very tier 8 position. At least that's where the radar cruisers, specifically Chapayev, would like to get tucked in for Wargaming Pay to Win's perspective in Gulf 6 in that little part of the island that goes in.
Looks like we had a preemptive radar at B. Ashwell spotted being turned around.
Yep, absolutely.
Jones sitting in a nice, tidy position there just in front of Timmy's bow. Looks like he's going to cap B virtually uncontested.
Yep.
Ashwell flipping around.
You know, if this Des Moines can be spotted, Ruslan's got a great shot on him.
Well, they know that one of the destroyers now in A, of course.
Jones being detected now, radar possibly.
Must be Moskva radar.
Des Moines.
Or no, there's a Des Moines down there.
Mastery's
just close enough.
coming in.
Jones taking no real damage there. A little decent hit through the stern early on, but does deny the cap. I don't think they're going to be able to deny both caps, though. Who's in C? I can't. This is why I'm irritated when they don't show me the map. But somebody, obviously, 07 picking up C, or working on picking up C.
They're going to get it
SPTW
for
works
free.
on A. Yep, Pulicat's going to get C for free, it looks like, which means that that's Potato over north of A. They managed to drive the gearing out of A.
Pulicat now spotted.
07 with the first cap of this game. I don't think we've had that before in the previous 2 games of the match.
Here come some shells. Nothing's going to happen. Look at Animati's bombers. He's positioning them for a strike on that Des Moines. He's getting them ready.
He is. He's pulling them back now. He looks like he's baited out one of the DFs. That means he's just counting the time. Where's the other bomber? I don't see it.
C. It's over Charlie.
Yep, over at Charlie.
Okay.
So he's got them coming
there it
in
is. I see it now.
From both sides. See, I think the reason why he's doing this is because he's dropping his torpedoes with his torp bombers to scout. Sharkbait, what they said in chat was just some stupid stuff, you know, like, come here, Pulicat, we want you. Stuff like that. Maserati's hungry, yada yada yada. Here comes the drop. Nope.
Nope.
That
Denied.
was a bad
right
idea.
There. 3 different ships, A bubbles he's got to fight through.
Yeah, I don't get why he did that.
They're also keeping it. They're also keeping a fighter positioned over that Des Moines as well. They've seen the power of those AP bombs there. At least they're having to respect it. As Jones gets back into the northern end of B cap, we see now 07 working out to about a 50-point lead here with 6 minutes gone in the match.
Yeah.
No caps taken by P2W.
See, if I'm Anumati,
It's nice to see that they're. Nope. Go ahead, Zeth.
if I'm Anumati, I'm sending my bombers to that Hindenburg and H9 or whatever, because the other there's just too much anti-air clumped up for my bombers to get through. So why keep pushing there?
It's nice to see that, at least in, yeah, no, not at least, definitely. It's nice to see at the start of this game that 07 is able to use their destroyers a bit better. Obviously, they have one Cap C fully under their control, and the other two are being contested. So, like C Raptor said, they are the only ones that are acquiring points at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if you the thing we talk about caps is never worth giving your ship up for a cap, and that's true. But the reality is that if you let the enemy, control a cap too long, especially if you let them go up 2 caps too long, those points add up fast, and suddenly you find yourself 200 points down
torpedo bombers
having to make up a big hole.
Sorry, I didn't mean to top over you there, but look at those torp bombers coming into B.
I see him. It's not going to be in time. MF's going to bag B. Timmy takes another decent-sized hit across his bow there as one of the gearings gets back into A for P2W, but Jones does bag B as 07 going up 2 caps early here. About
Looks like
7 minutes gone.
Might eat a torpedo here. Nope. Nope. He's
Jones
good.
now smoking Timmy as he evacuates B.
Yeah, taking too long to get those bombers committed.
Guys, I don't know if you saw it, but Dele RT in his Des Moines for Wargaming Pay to Win next to B was actually able to shoot over the island that's just off to his starboard side, and was able to hit the Montana that was over there. I didn't know that was a place to go. That's the first.
Yeah, I've fired through that little saddle on that island in my Hindenburg before. Torpedoes coming into the smoke now, fishing for Timmy. Right off drop. It looks like they dropped right off his bow, but I can't tell. He got one whole group. Ooh, Timmy takes a decent chunk there, about 10-12K. There are the torpedoes. Nope, no dice. Timmy's good there. 12 minutes to play, and 07's got about a 170-point lead, growing it a little bit. Their Montana's not looking very healthy. They've given up a tremendous amount of battleship HP already.
Yeah, Ruslan's definitely hurting.
Ruslan's burning and below half, and
the smoke is missed. Potato missed him with the smoke.
a few torpedoes straggle into that smoke in front of Timmy and Jones, but no dice there as one of the gearings is obviously back into the bottom end of B.
Conqueror HE coming at Ruslan Bear here. He was able to get the shot off right before he went undetected, and it looks like
no dice. It was long.
I think he shot a potato, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. Ruslan's repairing now. Jones looks like he's going to try and get his stern back into B here. A little dangerous. His smoke doesn't go that far south. Smoke expiring now, actually. Timmy will be uncovered shortly. The question is, will we see Dele RT's radar to flush out Jones? Now, check out where Pulicat is. Pulicat is now pulling back into. He's going to come in behind. He's about to loop around the north end of B. They know that the destroyers are not at sea. So that they're really able to work this destroyer advantage and tag team one of these caps with 2 destroyers.
And look at the torpedoes from Pulicat coming in right where he thinks.
Saw that.
Des Moines clearly isn't there though.
They're coming in. We see them on Flamu's stream, but Flamu's not looking at them. I don't know if it's going to flush the gearing out or if he's going to be okay.
There's the radar.
They've passed Ashwell. He's fine.
Now we've got 3 players, maybe
Ashwell's
4.
spotted.
Shooting.
I think they're radaring him. He's taking it. Ooh, takes a pretty good hit there. Pulicat's got him. Yep, they brought Pulley in to set up for that shot.
They have to get this guy off the board.
I don't think they're going to get him. He's about to have island cover.
No. He's going to chunk him down a bit. That's nice, but...
He's going to lose quite a bit more HP, but they're not going to get him off the board.
I don't know.
Torpedo strike now going in on the Grozavoy on Pulicat here. He's got to turn his engines on and get going.
General Olsen got a very nice angle there, but it appears, he pulled back. He saw that coming.
Both destroyers now south of B. Now, if you're...
Look at all those torps.
Yeah, that's a lot of torps, kids. if you're Potato over on the 3 line, oh, that Mosfa's too close. You can't push into B. That Mosfa's right there. Yeah, that doesn't work. Well, 07 now looking solid in this game so far. 9 minutes to play on a 200-point lead. Not really under a tremendous amount of pressure anywhere that we can see. Ruslan's probably the worst off. He's on about half HP, but he's well back from the action.
I don't know what Potato's looking to do here. Conqueror's pushing up, Hindenburg's coming up. So those guys have to go in a kiting position.
So what could be a big problem here, and there's still plenty of time left, 8:47. The Wargaming Pay-to-Win forces that are over to the west at A are going to slowly be able to move up. And that spot that Timmy G is in is still very safe for the moment. But in a couple minutes, if they're able to push enough through A and then get really far to the north along, maybe get all the way up to the C line, then they're going to be able to get an angle to work into there.
Yep, well, Ashwell now back into B, starting to try and flip it.
Yep.
Jones, Timmy and Jones both kind of bowing that direction, trying to get their part of their ship back into the cap circle to hold the points steady. Both teams ticking up a single cap now, as the gap will stay at about 230 points with 8 minutes to play.
The radar should be available pretty soon.
Oh, I think he burned it last time to flush him out of the cap.
Yeah.
Probably down for another 60 to 90 seconds at least.
Oh, the Grozovoy was spotted. Was that, I think, at the Potato over at C. Yep. The Montana was able to get a full broadside. Masaru was able to get a full broadside when he was spotted there for just a second.
Yeah, but he didn't really take much damage. He's on about 80% health. Yeah.
Okay.
He's okay.
Right.
Pulicat is the lowest Grozovoy on the board.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that got
sorry.
shot.
You're talking about Pulicat, the one in C. Yes. Pulicat is a little below half health. He probably took a decent chunk there. You're right.
I'm not sure what Hausness is doing here. He's got low health, and he's pushing.
Torpedo's going in on them now. Looks like somebody's going to eat one in the bow. Nope.
Nope.
They're going to sneak right through them as they're literally nose to stern.
Wow, what a conga line.
Pulicat is
spotted by planes. AG coming in. What is he doing out of his smoke?
The Monty's going to
taking a torpedo strike. This is a big engagement here. Pulley trying to dodge torps. He's going to manage to dodge the torps. Can he dodge the torps and the shells? He's up against an island. Got to turn the engines on. Here comes the AP.
No.
Big hit, but he's still alive.
Still alive.
700 HP or so.
There's the Pulicat hacks we're used to.
Couple aerial torpedoes going in against that Montana and Hindenburg. Looks like one of those will land. Maybe.
Right on the bow, maybe.
Oh, thanks for taking the camera away there.
Oh, jeez.
Steering contest continues now. They've forced Ashwell back out. The lead now 240 points for 07 with 6.5 minutes to play. Trying to hold on here.
They got to kill
Timmy's got to be careful here because that Montana's got shots.
Got a Montana crawling up. Yeah, they're really pressuring Timmy in that position. The torpedoes go nowhere. They need to get that Hindenburg off the board. Look at that Hindenburg. He's on 5,200 HP.
He's going to get
750 HP. There he goes. BFK bags a big kill for 07 now as they move out to almost a 350-point lead.
Pray for NA people.
Play here. That's right. 07 pulling it together.
Again.
The only surviving ship really over there now is Masaru's Montana. He's not in the cap, not contesting the point.
Full of hacks. Full of hacks.
Fine. He's good. Still on 4,700 HP.
Uh-oh.
There's the gearing. One of the gearings now getting into C.
Yep.
That's gonna halt all of 07's point gains entirely.
You see what's happening here? Wargaming Pay-to-Win has just slowly pushed them all the way back.
They've pushed them off. They've pushed them off the C cap now.
Yep.
I mean, they're not going to get in that battleship's face. So that allows the gearing to come in behind him and cap easily.
There is still plenty of time left in this game for Wargaming.
Plenty of time for both teams to win here, to make a play. Timmy's getting pushed hard from a couple of different directions now as the Moskva crawls up his stern. Montana's in front of him. Jones seems to be spotted.
Uh-oh, Timmy G is getting shot at by Conk AP. I don't know if his butt is sticking out too far. No.
Timmy's good.
Nope.
Shells fall short.
The Conk is on 8K, though.
But Pay-to-Win is about to own all 3 caps. The Conqueror is the lowest thing on the board, but I don't think anybody's got shots on him right now.
No, his positioning is fantastic.
Kamikaze Sushi's Conqueror is quite low, but he's unspotted. Nobody can see him anymore as Timmy looks like he's finally going to get flushed out from behind this island. Here comes the AP.
Oh no.
Timmy's out.
Timmy.
Big hit. K2W looks like they are going to push 07 right off the map again here. A well-timed push all across the board, all regions, all caps, as they own everything and are closing a 200-point gap with 4 minutes to play.
You know, this
Now,
is...
Masaru's looking pretty rough over there now.
Well, this is the problem. Even if they get the kill, or I should say when they get the kill, they got to get back on a cap or something.
Oh, they get Pulley and smoke.
Oh,
That narrows the
man.
gap even further. Only 30 points now. Masaru will not eat those torps.
Oh,
You know,
boy.
we're seeing what 07 does in clan battles, completely driving off all the caps.
Well, but so now they've been pushed off all of the caps, but they still have the ability to push back in a couple of places. Let's see if they take the advantage. P2W is about to tie the game with 3.5 minutes left to play. A couple of their ships low, a couple of big kills here will give 07 some breathing room, but they still have to get on caps. Masaru getting punished there for showing just a little too much of his stern out. BFK putting AP into his broadside.
Very nice. You should get
There
the
goes
kill here.
Masaru.
Yep.
The lead flips back to 07, but it will disappear shortly as 07 has no caps to their name.
And Conqueror got a new ship.
Conqueror got a new ship. I saw
Yep.
that happen. He's up to about half health or so. Gearing is in C. They know he's there. He was last spotted down there. They got to try and get eyes on him again. There's the smoke. We see him still in the cap.
Jones is getting shot at. He's pretty damn low. What we need right now is we need those AP bombers coming in on the Mospa. That's what we need.
Well, they're spotted now by one of the Gearings. Is the one as he turns. He's pulling back from B. Problem is I'm not sure. I mean, if you're 07, you need to push something, but where do you push?
Everywhere.
I suppose 2.5 minutes left to play, and
Look where the
07
hack
stuck
is.
at 758 points. I
Yeah.
see that.
That's the big middle finger right there.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much. MF Jones coming into a torpedo assault here. Probably burned all his DFs at this point. Able to dodge those. Yep, able to thread the needle. More
Might
shells
overturn.
coming in though. They fall astern. Pay to win now, closing within 200 points, less than 2 minutes to play. Man, I don't see 07 coming back from this. This is rough, man. They need a kill and a cap, and I don't think they're going to be able to get either one. They might get one, but not the other.
Mm-hmm.
Not being able to get the kill on the Conqueror really
Yeah,
hurt
they
them.
really need to get the kill on that Conqueror, but they lost him. They had no vision on him.
Yep.
Yep.
No angles on him either. He had a great position there up against the island.
Yep.
Pay to win, showing why they deserve to be #1 in this
Well, certainly
battle.
showing how they got here.
Mhm.
Caliber charging this Conqueror, it would seem.
Might as well.
Suppose so. It looks as if 07's going to roll the dice and just push everywhere. Now, Caliber's got a Moskva on his port side too. He needs to stay frosty. Maybe he's
Yeah,
going to
look
try
at
and
that.
torpedo the Moskva and shell the Conqueror. I'm not sure here. A couple of big kills
Another-
might help. They do start to slow the points gain as they get into C.
Another bit of no respect in chat
Yeah.
by the Moskva for gaming pay to win.
Yeah.
No respect. Here comes Caliber around the corner. Obviously, he's going to dump his port side of torps on the Moskva, but the guy
Presumably,
is
yep, there's the
bound in.
Moskva spotted close aboard. 3 clicks.
Yeah.
Here come the torps, presumably. There they go. Will it be enough to take this Moskva off the board? I don't know. Caliber's very low now, 8,000 HP. Kind
He only shot
charging
one
the light
torps.
brigade here. He only put out one set of torps. The other ones must have been destroyed. Conqueror AP coming in, doing nothing there. The Moskva's going for the ram, knowing that he can't do anything about it. Now, if he
There's
gets
the
the Moskva, that's big breathing room.
Oh,
It's
nice.
gonna cost the ship. Yep. Bad trade, as they say on the Lone Ranger. 10 seconds going, and that's going to be it, guys. 07 falls in a tight game here as Pay to Win just pushes them back steadily with time ticking away, and man, what a game.
Yeah.
Well, 07 should be proud of their effort
Absolutely.
that last game. They did much better, and even though they unfortunately lost the points lead, that does not qualify as a throw because Wargaming Pay to Win was just able to push them back, and they played the long game, and they were able to do it successfully. So,
Yeah.
congrats to them.
And Amati shooting down more planes than heck.
Very well. Very well.
Sneaky, buddy.
Yes.
Thanks. Go get some damn sleep, dude.
It's all good. I again appreciate it that you guys let me come and cast with you. It's always fun. It's
Hey man, thanks for coming. I'm just glad you were able to do it.
Mhm.
I have a blast working with both of you. I want to do more of this. Like I said earlier, for those of you that missed it on the stream, I had a very nice message from Claire this morning, one of the EU admins of the King of the Sea tournament, invited us to do some casting of the next EU tournament, even if NA's not involved. So don't be shocked if you get to see us do some of that. The EU teams have been fantastic. They're a lot of great guys over there, and I'm disappointed at the result today. Obviously, you know, I'm a homer. I want my guys to win, but oh well.
Absolutely. So, and if I'm ever able to do that, I would certainly throw my hat in the ring and say,
Well,
if you need me, I'm here.
By the time that talking to those guys, it's going to be a while before there's another KOTS. So by the time that we do this again, you should be back stateside. So the time difference won't work against us quite as badly.
No, not at all. So, overall for today, obviously NA was only able to acquire one win, and that was the PSV versus Omni game. You know, compared to the last server clash when it was APOC, SF, and MIA, I gotta admit that, at least from a numbers perspective, the NA fared a bit better. But it seems that now moving into this tier 10 meta, that the EU guys are well ahead of the curve, at least if you want to use this small sample size of NA versus EU to judge. But of course, this is the only sample size that we do have, and it's readily apparent that the EU is better in the comp play.
Well, I tell you, what was interesting to watch, and I look back now watching that last game, and I realized, you know, 07 probably felt really good. And then, obviously, there was a point at the match that Pay to Win basically said, you know what? Look at the clock. You've got 5 minutes left. Let's all move.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked, right? Because ordinarily, when you see pushes, what we see pushes in A, it's very rare to see a team push as one. Everybody forward at the same time. The A group was pushing through A probably first, right? They never really slowed down. But B and C were fairly static. And then suddenly at one point it was like, okay, everybody up. Everybody's moving forward. We're going to push these guys back. We're going to get these caps. We're going to get the lead. And they timed it perfectly to pick up the lead with 2 minutes to play, right? So bam, lead switch. Now it's on 07, and 07 has no time on the clock to deal with it. If you give your opponents time to react to a push, they will. But if you don't give them that time, which is what we saw Pay to Win do, they don't have. That's not a matter of failure or inability to do so. It's that you don't have time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's, and again, the casual comp viewer out there might not have realized it at the time, but when Wargaming Pay to Win was down by 350 points, I'm sitting here going, that's fine. They're capping B and A. They already have C under their control. All right. You know, it's tough to see when you're inexperienced in, you know, comp play, and I think that's where a lot of the cancer in chat comes from, at least on Flamu's stream. Of course, it's not due to Flamu, it's just because there's people out there that don't understand how comp works, and then they just say the most ridiculous things. However, Wargaming Pay to Win just straight up outplayed them. That's the only way. That's the only way that you can analyze this set of games. That's just. They showed why they're the kings of the sea. No pun.
Absolutely. Look at you getting your little wargaming sound bite in there.
Oh man, you just
played,
slipped your way into that one.
I hope that they use that for their montage next time. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, look, guys, I think we're going to sign off. Or actually, okay, so question, guys, before we all break up. Do we want to try and grab one of the 07 guys for an interview, or do we want to let them be and enjoy the rest of their weekend?
I'm fine with inviting them in. Will they take
it? If they'd like to, sure.
Let's do it. Staff, do me a favor. Send Pulley a PM. If they're not in the mood, that's fine. If they are, we'll talk to them for a few minutes, okay?
Yep.
It's disappointing, man. I really wanted to. I really wanted to. If nothing else, I wanted it to be a really solid match, right? Like the last cross-server tournament, we had a bunch of like 2 to 3 matches or 2 to 1 matches. Like they were good games. That last one, admittedly, Game 1 and Game 3 were really good. Game 2 was terrible. If you're an 07 fan, like if you're going there root for 07, you just watch Game 2 with your hands over your face, like, And I know you didn't feel like Game 1 was all that great. I disagree. I feel like Game 1 was actually quite a good game until things started falling apart. BFK getting punished for making a mistake there, which we didn't see, right? I have to maybe go back and look at maybe the official streams. Maybe they picked it up, but we missed that shot. So I don't know. Was he at a bad angle? Was it just lucky? You know as well as I do that sometimes Hindenburg just eats garbage citadels at long range.
Well, that's the weakness. That's the big weakness of it. It's able to find an angle to plunge through that turtleback armor scheme that it has. So, seeing a result like this makes me hungry to try to fix whatever problems and whatever concerns that my particular clan, APOC, does, and then go out for the next tournament and do as good as possible. But there's definitely going to be a time to reflect and just relax, because I'll be honest, the old SL seasons going on for 6, 7, 8 weeks at a time, that was very
grueling.
That was very grueling, but to be honest with you, just this 3 weekend thing for King of the Sea, I would have to imagine was pretty, I would have to imagine.
Has been as well. I mean, so, yeah. But, let's see, Zath, did you get a chance to tag them?
Yeah, Pulicat's gonna come. Let's head over to the one of the streaming rooms.
I see him. Yeah, head over to the Supremacy Discord. He's in the welcome room over there. Is there?
Okay, why are we all?
We're just muted down there. There we go. Come on.
There we go.
How you doing, Bully?
Permissions. Hey, I'm doing great, man.
Tough losses today. How you guys feeling?
Well, I mean, obviously, the team is a little bit disheartened about it, but I'm looking at it like, the first game, like obviously you guys all watched it. We played the same way we always did, right?
Yep.
First game we got no traction. Like they totally walled us off. There was nothing we could really do, right? Second game, still doing the same thing. We do a little bit better. We outplay that Des Moines in the center. Unfortunately, they got me as well. But we did a little bit better, right? Despite doing the same thing. Third game, did the same thing, and we actually made it a lot closer. Like there was some potential in that game. Unfortunately, just weren't able to kill that Gearing and B when we got him. I had the torps going, and we radared him in the right time, panicked him, but the torp just missed. So that was unfortunate, but. I'm still really proud with how we did. Everyone hates Midway. Everyone hates Grozavoy.
Well,
whether if we're gonna look at it, as the EU team says, how, the Grozavoy is junk and the Midway is junk. That's fine. We did pretty fucking good for playing shit that's junk, right?
I agree. Under no circumstances should you guys be ashamed, and I know you know that, but I'm going to say it anyway for everybody's benefit. You played an outstanding NA bracket. You obviously beat a lot of good teams to get here, and you played well today, in my opinion, right? Like, there's always questionable plays in any game. When you do an after-action review, you go back, you look at things, you can always say, we should have done that differently. But at the moment, you've got to make a decision. And sometimes, gelling as a team, gelling as a group, getting experience comes from just learning and to make the right decision at the right time. And a lot of that just comes from repetition, right? And you said yourself, you guys, you kind of started playing in the tournament just because this was new for a lot of you, right? Isn't that what I was hearing you say last time?
Yeah, like Hella just one day started spamming BFK, and we're like, let's give it a shot. We did really well.
I couldn't agree more.
I mean, you guys
learned a lot of things, like a lot of things. We're gonna keep playing together, keep practicing through clan battles, and we're gonna come back next season. We'll see what we can do next season.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, and one thing I commented on. Yesterday I had that viewer ask about your compositions and all that kind of stuff, and I like the fact that you guys came back. First game you said, this is our comp, this is what works for us, and we're going to make it work. And I really like that. I know you guys were looking at Pay to Win and seeing what they do and how they play, but you guys were confident, and it was pretty obvious.
Well, having played against them, they are a lot tougher than any of the NA teams we played by far. And I'm not sure whether it's just because they were able to intelligently beat our strategy because they had time to watch it, or if they're really just that much better than the NA teams that we were facing. But we already had a little bit of a sit down. We discussed what went wrong, and there'll be some ship composition changes. So coming next season, we'll see what the meta's like, and we'll try something different.
Pulley, I got one question for you. Did you guys at all during those 3 games think about changing your comp up? Was there any thoughts whatsoever?
At the end of the this is why we didn't change. At the end of the second game, yes, there was a player on my team who was like, this isn't working. Like, this composition doesn't work. And I'm like, yes, I agree. It doesn't seem to be working. However, we've practiced nothing else. This is all we've been doing, really. If we were to change up now, we're probably not going to have anywhere close to the same success because we're all going to be uncomfortable with what we're doing.
Good
so
point.
let's just stick to what we have, and we still got even farther than we did the previous 2 games. So, we'll come, like, once we have more time to practice come next season, we'll have a couple bit different things ready to go, and we'll come from a better position. So
Yeah, and I agree with that decision. I mean, we saw, I don't know if you were watching the earlier battles, but we saw ZR try to change up their comp based off of what they anticipated the EU team to bring in. And you could tell they really didn't quite know what to do with each other. They weren't used to it.
Yeah, I caught a little bit about was the first game, right?
Yeah, the first. Yeah. So,
yeah, they tried with the cruiser thing, and maybe they watched PSV do it, and they tried that. But the thing with EU is when they don't have to worry about a carrier, they play more spread out. But when they were worrying about our carrier, they were more tight. And our team benefited when the enemy players weren't as tight, and we were able to punish a single ship. So they're very aware of what's going on, and their experience playing competitive definitely shows. But I saw cracks. I don't know if you guys saw the cracks. I saw some cracks in there, and we're gonna exploit it next season. So
absolutely. How are you guys looking to change up your practicing? Are you gonna start practicing different comps and stuff, do you think? Or I mean, what's your main goal, you think, moving forward?
Well, probably just we'll be focused on clan battles for the most part.
Sure.
But when we hear about the next season coming up, yeah, we'll definitely set up some more practices. We played against CR a lot in practice, so we definitely help each other grow a lot. And we'll definitely try some new things against them, different comps. Like we saw TWA play like an all cruiser strat. We might see what that's like. Get some experience playing it, and then we'll be able to also see what it's weak against. So, definitely have some more playbooks in hand next time.
Always new tricks to pick up, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you guys
You're definitely a one-trick pony this season, I'm not gonna lie. So
well, hey, that one trick got you all the way to the end, man, so clearly it was working.
Yeah.
So did you guys find I commented a few times about lag and being on the other server. Did you guys, especially Animati, find that was a big challenge, or were you guys able to work through it?
So the ping we had, I'm not gonna blame anything that we had on ping.
Sure.
That's kind of unnecessary, even if some of it did happen because of ping, and it is a little bit different because our ping on NA probably 15, 30, right? Over there it's more 60s to 100. There's a little bit of a difference, and I think one of our battleship players did mention that he saw his shells go through a ship, but what can you do at that point? So
right.
But I mean, the ping only matters so much. If you're in a good position where you're not trying to get these desperation shots and you're just outplaying, the ping won't really matter in the long game. So we just got to learn how to position better and come in with better comps. So
very fair. Thanks.
I have to ask a controversial question, and if you don't want to answer it, I'm fine. But I have to ask.
Ooh.
We commented a couple of times. We felt like some of the chat there, the all chat was a little, I don't want to say unprofessional, but that's the best term I can come up with. I'm confident it didn't bother you. I mean, it didn't rattle you guys, but did it bother you to see them kind of talking that way in a match like this?
I mean, Yeah, of course it would. We didn't notice it, and there were some complaints about it, but we're just like, no, let's just play our game. This is like, I was kind of hoping that it was just an EU chat thing, and not like the competitive teams are like that. But they all seem to be pretty aggressive towards NA and very cocky about it. So there's not really much you can do. That's just how they're gonna be until we prove them wrong. So that's what we got to focus on.
Okay, no, that's fine. I was just curious because we commented on it a couple of times, and it really bothers me. We had a couple of conversations over the course of the stream about just the general how EU tends to kind of crap talk the entire NA server, right? Because it seems like every time we have one of these cross server events, the NA teams don't quite get over the hump. They show up, they play well, they don't win. And so that leads to this kind of arrogance, for lack of a better word, in terms of how most of the EU players talk about the NA server. And I felt like some of that bled into the match, and I really felt like it was unnecessary.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to try to tell people how to act. So if that's how they want to act, that's fine. I'm going to concentrate more on, making it not true.
Okay. No, I'm behind you on that one.
Like, it's fine. They may be very cocky about it, but in their eyes, like, we haven't really done anything to them. So I can see that, but
yep.
It would be nice if they were a little nicer, and like
or at least
we had some good games, but they're always very dismissive. But what can you do?
In my mind, it's more about respecting your opponent, right? Like, in professional sports, you see people trash talk the other team, and that happens. And to some extent, I feel like they do that because it gets them press time, time in the paper, whatever, a mic in front of their face. But in this kind of format where, look, we're not playing for money. Nobody does this for a living. We're here to have fun. We're here to have a good time. We're here to play some competitive warships. It just feels disrespectful, and it bothers me a lot to see that.
I mean, if you like, follow after games of like, real world sports, the players like that are like that too. Like they do get cheeky with each other. That's just the way like sports are in general. So, it's just part of the game. Yeah, if you can psych your opponent out by, trash talking them in the game, if it's not against the rules, like, I don't see why you wouldn't do that if it's beneficial to you. It may make you look bad to certain people, but if you don't care, then
yeah.
And it makes you win. True. Like, who want to just go with it?
Yeah, true. All right. Well, hey, anybody got anything else while we got Pulley here?
Just wondering if there's any final words you'd like to have, Pulicat. If there's anything, any acknowledgments, anything that you guys would like to share. Here's your opportunity, man.
Well, first off, Anumati wasn't part of our clan, but he came and played with us. I know a lot of people are kind of iffy about that. That was just a mutual discussion we had with him, and he wanted to come play for us, and we wanted him to come play for us. So that's just the way it ended up being. So, if any people kind of feel hard about that, it wasn't meant with ill will towards Kraken Jackers at all. So, other than that, like, we went in, we tried to win for NA. We gave it our best shot. Came up short. We'll come back next season. Don't lose the hope. Don't lose the hope for NA. We will get in there.
Pray for NA, guys.
We'll practice with each other. All the top teams will practice with each other. We'll make each other better, and then we'll come back next season and we'll show them what we're about.
Well, and I gotta say, Pulicat, when we were doing the streaming, when Raptor and I were starting this whole shindig, 3 weeks ago now, and we were looking at the setups, we had the opportunity to cast you guys on the very first weekend, and we both kind of said, or the second weekend because you had a bye, we both kind of said, they're gonna win. We'll get them later. Let's get some other teams out there. And then we cast you the next match, next round. And ever since then, man, I've been rooting for you guys. You guys just kicked ass, and you guys just worked your way through. And it's just a glory to see. It's just a thing of beauty.
Well, we had a lot of like back when we were in Salty, during the first clan battle season, we were kind of a lot of dicks. Not gonna lie. Since we had to get rid of our leader in Salty and start up again, we've kind of changed our outlook on how we view the community and how the community views us. So, bit by bit, we'll repair, people's perception of us, and, yeah, like just become nice guys again. You know, just win the hearts and minds of the people.
Can we put
Fair
a
enough.
can we put a make on the front of that so we can do hashtag make nice guys again? Had to
Well,
put
I
a
mean-
little Trump in there.
I think that's awesome. It's important. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a free-to-play video game that we're all sitting here, streaming, playing, watching, enjoying. You know, just have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, anyone, anywhere who's listening to this right now, our Discord's totally open. We got like 250 people. You know, probably the most open clan Discord you'll find. You know, if you want to come and hang out, feel free.
I'd be careful. After a day like today, you might get a lot of undesirables show up.
That's fine. We'll take the undesirables too.
Here I am.
I mean, you know, we already have a hentai channel thanks to our Discord admin. So
Don't tell Personator; he'll be all over it.
Rip.
trying to be as inclusive as possible, and it's kind of backfired in that direction. But you know, people like it, so I'll let people be what you can like what you like. So have at it.
It's not a
Awesome.
Discord without a weeb channel.
Exactly. There's so many.
I know. Sneaky, anything from you, buddy?
No. I've been trying to think of questions to ask, but you guys have pretty much beaten me.
Has the sun finally come up where you are?
Let me go look. 1 second.
Well,
So
Puli-
it's the darkest of blue outside right now. So
okay, so it's almost dawn. All right,
Yep.
fantastic. Well, Pulley, thanks for coming by and taking a few minutes with us. I know you guys didn't play as well as you might have liked today. Certainly wasn't the result you were hoping for, but we had a blast casting, and we really appreciate you taking some time to come talk to us after the match. Good luck to you guys in future endeavors, clan battles, future tournaments, and all that stuff. I'm confident we'll cross paths again, and just looking forward to seeing more of you guys in the competitive scene, because I think the three of us are going to keep coming back to do more of this Twitch thing.
Nice. It's nice to have you guys. So yeah, we'll see you next season. You know.
Yep.
Good luck in clan battles. See you
Same
there
to you.
too.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Yep.
Thanks,
And
Have a good night.
thanks again for popping in here, man. It was great
Yep,
being
thanks,
able to
man.
talk to you.
Oh yeah. Take care.
See you.
See ya.
All right, guys. Well, I think that ought to wrap it up here. I do appreciate everybody's support through all the tournament. We've been here a lot of hours. I think we're about 25 hours or so into casting the entire King of the Sea tournament here that we've done. It's been a blast. Zath, you started this ride with me about 3 weeks ago. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate your efforts and all your commentary and insights. It's been truly fantastic. Sneaky, you've only been here a couple days working with us this past weekend, but working against the time difference, and man, I'm so appreciative because I love having you along. You always have something smart to say. You follow the EU teams far better than I ever could, so I really appreciate both you guys.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words, Sea Raptor, and of course, Zath. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. And yeah, I'd love to do this more in the future. Obviously, I'd like to hopefully get APOC back to where we used to be, so then you guys could be streaming us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, thank you again. I really do appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me in here, Raptor. It's been a lot of fun. You and I, we work so well together, and you know, everything just falls into place. It's been awesome. So you guys know, this is my first ever major streaming event, and Raptor, Quadrilus, Voss, everybody really kind of helped put everything together for me, make it really easy. It was just awesome. So big thanks to you guys, Raptor, especially for you, because you know, we would get together about an hour before, go through everything, figure out how this stuff works, and I mean, there's just so much learning involved. I never thought 2 years ago when I started playing this free-to-play game that I'd be sitting here on my couch on a Sunday for 5 hours now, watching a free-to-play video game and doing something something totally new. So thank you.
So one last round. Just while everybody's here, we're gonna thank Voss and Quadrilus, all the refs, Helicopter Rescue, and all those guys on the NA bracket who worked with us this far in the tournament. Thanks for all the support, all the help. And guys, thanks for watching, right? All you guys on Twitch, we appreciate your support, the kind words. We've had a lot of people say they enjoyed the cast. I really appreciate that. you guys are why we do this, right? When I started this endeavor back in Season 5, before Supremacy League Season 5, I said, it frustrates me as a player, as a competitive player, that I want people to watch. I want people to see these games, understand what's going on, enjoy it, and be entertained by it. And there wasn't anybody out there that I felt was doing it up to a level that I could. And I said, well, crap, put up or shut up, right? So here I am trying to do my best. And I feel like we've done a really good job. I've had a lot of people say nice things. I appreciate all of that. If you get the chance, throw me a follow on Twitch, throw me a subscribe. We're going to be doing more of this in the future. I intend to do more future King of the Sea events. There will be more. I'm confident of that. Whatever competitive warships we can get our hands on, we'll do some casting. And there'll be some other things along the way. Zath and I have kind of minor community contributor status here in the NA. We do have access to test ships. We'll do things from time to time. With test ships, we did some of those to try it out this week. And hey, this is not the only game I play. There's a new Civ expansion coming out next week. I might do a couple hours of new Civ 6 action just to try it out. So throw me a follow. You never know what's going to show up. Might be fun. And hope to see you guys again here on Twitch.
Yeah, and same here. Feel free to jump on and subscribe to me too. I can't promise I'll be streaming regularly, but this is fun as hell, so maybe that'll happen. For those of you guys who don't know, I do have my replay theater. Send me replays. It doesn't matter, EU, NA, Asia, Russia, China, I don't care. It could be any game, any mode, any tier, win-loss. Just send me stuff if you would like. I'd love to feature it, comment on what's going on well, what's not going on well. It's so awesome being able to help the community learn this game. And, it's teaching me things too. So you can see on the bottom right corner of your screen right now all the different cover images. It's a hell of a lot of fun. And I'm almost at number 100 now in just 12 weeks.
He's been busy, kids. He does one a day almost. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's wrap this up. They've heard us gab long enough. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. See you in the randoms. If you stop by a player event, stop by and say hi. One of us may be around. Otherwise, we will see you guys next King of the Sea. Take care.
Absolutely. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Woo!
Later.